Alright guys, thank you for tuning in to part 2 of a 2-part tutorial series on the QualityWings 787. So we just did our takeoff, and now we're heading towards our final approach into runway 16 right. So as we're doing that, let's go ahead and quickly get our approach information set up. So to get there, you go to the index right here, approach, and then here are your speeds. So what you're going to do is go back to the flight computer, performance, and then hide keyboard, show landing, copy FMC data, and then just sort of plug in as much as you can. Dry, cat configuration, we're going to do manual, flaps 30, AI off, reverse engines, no credits, spoilers will be on auto, and then auto brakes will be on auto brake 1, and of course it'll calculate it for you. Same thing as before, send the output to the computer. Here we go, and then all I have to do is just accept, and we are ready to go. So here our descent, auto brake will set to R1, and then landing data, approach briefing complete, and then landing your data, yada yada yada. So as you can see, we are very close to Seattle Tacoma. We are just on our final approach right now. Just to show, we'll go ahead and get to the menu, go to terminal charts, complete. Oh, sorry, we need to go back, and then we'll put in KSEA for this. And then SCA, we'll go ahead and pull up the ILS 16 charts. As you can see, we are right there, zooming in. So we'll intercept, hopefully soon. And looks like the plane's already slowing itself down, so we'll drop flaps 1 as we sort of approach in. So here we go. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and turn on the approach mode, and then when we're doing that, we'll go ahead and lower our altitude down to 0, which is what we want. That's Boeing King Field right there, off in the distance. So let's go ahead and check our total distance. So we'll go to program, 11, perfect. So we're 11 out. So we'll take over manual control. So to do that, you just click on the center of the knob, and then the speed pops up, and then you'll just manually sort of adjust as we go in. So let's drop down another degree of flaps. Perfect. We'll drop gear as well. There it is, off in the distance, Seattle Tacoma. We still have all of our lights on. Typically you leave your lights on until 18,000, at which point you would turn it off. Alright, here we go. Another thing to point out is, for your approach, you already the flight computer already has all the information, ILS and the course programmed in. So you don't have to worry about manually inputting any of that in. So again, our approach target speed is 132, so we'll go ahead and drop our speed down to 140, and then when we're closer, we'll drop it down to 132. Here we go, 140. We'll drop another degree of flaps as we're coming in. The 7879 has like 3 more degrees of flaps, so that's something that the 788 does not have, but the other one does. There we go, we'll drop flaps some more. Flaps are now full, at 25. So as we approach our final approach speed, which will be now of 132, we'll go ahead and drop our flaps full. As you can see here, we have localizer and glide slope on there. We'll flip the HUD down. Once we intercept, the plane will, in theory, turn itself towards the runway. So let's quickly go outside, take a look at the airplane. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. And then, of course, here we have the wing view. So we'll go ahead and keep the speed slightly faster, just so when we idle the engines on approach, it'll drop it down to our target speed. Oh, there we go. Looks like we have the localizer. And of course, looks like we have a headwind crosswind from, well, now it's a headwind from 231 out of 3. So basically we have a right to left wind coming in, and now our glide slope is active, and as you see, the autopilot is now taking the plane down on its own. We'll go ahead and zoom in, and of course our terrain radar is working perfectly well. We'll go ahead and zoom in all the way to half a mile, because we do have the other displays that'll help us see where we are going. Here we go. So we can let it land Cat 3, which is what this runway here at Seattle Tacoma is capable of. And for the purposes of the video, I think it might be easier just to see how the plane lands itself, Cat 3. So we'll just go on in and let it go. As you see, the HUD is sort of displaying the target of where we'll go. We just get hit by some wind there. But nothing too severe, nothing too severe. Here we are coming in the vertical profile does show the terrain as well as sort of what our aircraft is aiming to meet. Here we are, 500 above.
500.
Give us the terrain warning.
Up. Pull up. 400.
Let us drop the speed down to the targeted speed of 132.
Pull
That way
up.
the engines will start to sort of compensate there.
Pull up.
Alright, so autopilot sales control, here we go. It's as you see on the screen, it says land.
40.
And now it's rotating on its own.
10.
And we have touchdown, here we go. Autopilot is disconnecting, and then we will reverse engines. Here we go, that was a very good landing. And of course auto brakes are going, 70 knots, we'll begin manual braking procedures. And I mean, the landing seems very good. The Cat 3 procedure and the sort of programming is very good. So again, like the plane does have the ability to land itself down in case of bad weather, or if you're just kind of lazy and you don't feel like landing. But it does seem like the landing is a little bit rougher than as you expect. So we'll go ahead and pull ourselves off the runway.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And then basically you're at your destination. You just need to taxi it on into your gate or your ramp, wherever you're going. So, I mean, really, there's nothing else to do for the plane. Here we go, we'll just park it up here on the side, raise the flaps, spoilers will be retracted manually. And, I mean, you know, TCAS, oh, I did not point that out in the last video, so TCAS is right here. So right now it's in TARA mode. If you flip it one left, it's TA only, and of course standby all the way to the left. So I mean, we just did a nice landing. Of course, as you see, the add-on scenery that I have for Seattle is not quite up to date with this one, because that's just whatever the computer is using. But I mean, that was pretty much it for the flight. I mean, taxiing and arrival procedures are pretty straightforward. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the tutorial for the QualityWings 787 Part 2 landing procedures. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. And until next time, take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time.